Are you having a lot of sleep issues because of your little ones? My name is Dr. Erica Steele. I am a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 6 degrees in my field, all in the natural healthcare space. And if you've made it to my channel, we talk all things about a holistic lifestyle and what it means and what it takes and some practical solutions for you. All right, so also too this month, I will be teaching a webinar on sleep. So it's a completely free webinar. There is a link below. If you really want to delve deeper into this topic, naturally I'm going to go over kind of some general information. And if you want to get more into some of the practical aspects of it, definitely click the link below. It is free, it is instant. So if you love this and it inspires you to look at this area of your life, feel free to sign up. All right, so a lot of times when I'm working with families, right, they come in almost like a tornado, right? Mom is literally doing all the things, right? Stressed out, running here, running there, doing this, doing that, and sleep often really becomes a sideline, becomes the last, or a lot of times what I'll see is parents that, because they are so active with their children, by the end of the day, they just want a little bit of peace and quiet. And so they spend time staying up at night, trying to get that little bit of solitude while also now sacrificing their sleep. So let's talk about, what strategies can we use if these are actual indeed challenges that you're facing with your family. So there are all kinds of different, family styles, family systems, different, some people love co-sleeping while other people, want to wean off of that. So there's a lot of different dynamics to think about and there's a lot of nuance involved. So I'm just going to give you kind of some of the general information about that. So first things first is a schedule. You need an absolute consistent schedule. If you don't have a schedule, not only do the kiddos not know what to expect, but neither do you, but more importantly, no one's nervous system actually recognizes that there's a rest time. And so our circadian rhythm, which cycles through, which we'll talk about more extensively in the webinar, really helps regulate a lot of different things, not just our nervous system, not just our mood, but also our sleep as well. And also can have some impact to our hormones. So if you are having those challenges already, you may want to look at your sleep, and it's often mislooked and definitely not valued, especially I would say in the West for sure. Sleep and rest and relaxation and all of that I think is definitely missed. And so I really want to, again, really bring it home about a schedule, having a strong schedule where you expect, ideally, you want to be in bed by 10. Why? Because your adrenal glands reset during that time. However, if that's not feasible for you, just choosing a time consistently that works best for you. And then two, putting your kids on a schedule and making sure that they, acknowledge the schedule, recognize the schedule, see the schedule as value, and there's all kinds of things that you can do with kids for them to do that. You can get, turn it into a craft project, get some markers out, crayons out, all the things, and build a schedule that then you can display somewhere so that everyone is active. And that's just going to help everybody's nervous system kind of relax so that when we get to that bedtime, we have established a routine. So I always definitely recommend having a nighttime routine and creating an environment. So some people like cooler rooms, soft things. If you have kiddos that struggle with anxiety, weighted blankets are really good. Essential oils diffused can really help as well. Naturally, if your kiddos are sick, we want to resolve any cough, cold, flu, allergy season, or any of those symptoms, because that is going to inhibit their ability to sleep, because they're resting for air and all of the things. So definitely adding that into your routine of having a designated evening. I know a lot of times with parents that may include bath time, and if you have a little bit more of a rambunctious kiddo, you may want to consider after bath, for one, in bath time, maybe using Epsom salts. You can look at all kinds of different Epsom salt options available. If you want me to talk more about that, I can. And then also to a magnesium oil, a topical oil, which is going to absorb into the skin. That can also create that kind of downtime, right? So now the next thing that we're going to look at is any kind of sleep aids and sleep supplements. So I definitely want to put a disclaimer out here first. When we're recommending, any kind of supplemental recommendation, we always are going to look at diet first. So when we're looking at diet, we're going to look at eliminating food dyes, additives, and colors. Why are we going to do that? Because that can react to the neurological system. Now, is that going to is there a correlation between that, food dyes and sleep? Maybe. I haven't looked into it. If you want me to, I'm happy to. However, anything that's going to be a stressor on the system that you're trying to affect, i.e., if you're trying to affect your sleep, which is partially controlled by your neurological system, then you want to take any stressors off of the neurological system, i.e., schedule is one, and then naturally food dyes, additives, and colors. So considering that while you are really looking at your self-care and your sleep schedule, because that's all going to play into it. And then the last thing that I would say, and I'll definitely circle back with the supplements, is that we also want to make sure that we create healthy boundaries with our kiddos as well, and not just kind of allowing them to do whatever, whenever, because kids are really, really smart. So if you teach them that every time, they do this action, you're going to respond or react like this, then, you're kind of allowing the inmates to run the asylum, so to speak. And we don't want to do that. We want to be more empowered, and that's why I really love starting with a schedule first, creating those structures, etc. All right, so let's say you've done the schedule, you've done the structures, and now you're like, okay, we're still not seeing progress in the sleep, or we're not all sleeping deeply, whatever. There are some things that we can use. So again, starting off with nutrition, eliminating out those stressors, I think is the first step. Once you've done that, and now you've got your diet to about 85% healthy, is like I said, healthy is defined as, if it's God-made, eat it, man-made, stay away from it. So just so we're clear about that. There's all kinds of combinations with that. We won't talk about that in this particular conversation. Once we have established that, we can do very gentle things. Oral magnesium. We talked about the topical magnesium. L-theanine, which is an adaptogen. Chamomile, lavender. We can do these in a tea format, nice and warm, soothing. You can also do a cold pack with vagal nerve, that's going to help downregulate the vagal nerve. And so that can help to get everybody to relax, especially if everybody is kind of like already, on cloud nine. And so then I'll look at like lemon balm, can be really helpful. Valerian root are some really good herbs as well. Rose hips, I believe, also has some benefit to it. And so kava, those are all really good things. Again, really to help down regulate. I also like GABA, which is an amino acid. That can really help too. Again, to really allow that body to get into a relaxed state. If you find yourself overthinking, in some of my other videos, I talk a little bit more about that, but journaling can be helpful. But really, I find a lot of times with families, it's really related to schedule, it's related to boundaries, it's related to structure and execution, and really prioritization. So if you want to learn more deeper about your sleep and what you can do, and if you struggle as a family to get good sleep, either together or individually, definitely check out the webinar below. There is a link there, and like, share, subscribe for more.